Idaho Matters podcast is brought to you by St. Luke's On-Demand Virtual Care, which allows patients to see a provider from their home using a computer or smartphone with on-demand care for common ailments, such as a cough, sore throat, or a sinus issue. More information at stlukesonline.org.
Family, work, school, you've got a lot going on. I'm Aisha Roscoe from NPR. We know you're busy, so we've made staying informed easy. The Boise State Public Radio mobile app is a hassle-free way to keep up with the latest news and stories. Whether you're cooking dinner, folding laundry, or just tackling your daily to-do list, staying in the know has never been so simple. Download the free Boise State Public Radio app today, so even when you're busy, you'll never miss a beat. And join me for Weekend Edition every Sunday morning from 6 to 10 on Boise State Public Radio News.
More Idaho Matters now from the studios of Boise State Public Radio News. I'm Gemma Cadet. You're listening to Idaho Matters. Back in March, our Morning Edition host, George Prentice, who spends his spare time as our resident movie critic, joined us here on Idaho Matters for his What to Watch series, and he reviewed a new movie. It's called Toe. Well, the Boise lawyer featured in that movie, Kevin Eggers, got in touch with George, and they met up at the Flicks in Boise to talk about his part in the film, and we'll let George pick it up from there.
And as customers are coming through the door and choosing among, well, they've got 4 films playing right now, I thought this might be an appropriate place for the conversation that we're about to have. So here we are. You may remember in March, I was talking a bit about a film called Toe, T-O-W, Toe, a film that hadn't opened yet at that time and was a bit under the radar. It stars Rose Byrne, Dominic Sessa, Octavia Spencer, Demi Lovato, Ariana DeBose, and this film is about Amanda Ogle in 2017 in Seattle, living out of her car, but then her car is stolen. In fact, the car was her home. Imagine your home being stolen, but then police had it towed. And there comes in the tow of the title. And then it was the towing company that kept the car, and the meter started running, the financial meter. Hundreds turned into thousands, which turned into tens of thousands of dollars that they said Amanda had to pay before she got her car, and in fact her home back. She was lost. Indeed, she was homeless in Seattle. And then there's a young lawyer who meets her in the film, a young Kevin Eggers from the Northwest Consumer Law Center.
Hi. Sorry. My name's Kevin Eggers. I work for the Northwest Consumer Law Center. Anyway, I overheard what you're going through, and can I just say, you are the exact reason why I went to law school.
I'm why you went to law school? How old were you?
24, almost 25.
My car is older than you.
And now here we are. Truth be told, I received an email, and somewhere in the 6th paragraph of the email, it says, I'm Kevin Eggers. I'm the real lawyer, and I live in Boise. Kevin Eggers, hi.
Hi, how are you?
So, knock me over with a feather. So first of all, where are you from?
I was born on a farm out on Black Cat Road.
Yeah?
In fact, that farm has been there since 1890s. Black Cat Road was actually named after my family's farm. We had a big Black Cat wrought iron sign out front, and so that used to be the marker before it was called Black Cat Road.
Okay.
And then my family moved into Boise when I was really young, and I'm a graduate of Bora High.
So, 2017, yes?
Yeah.
Okay. Does this play out close to what happened? But how about how you met Amanda?
Yeah, so the way I met Amanda was actually that she came into my place of work. I worked at a small 2-lawyer shop called the Northwest Consumer Law Center in Seattle. And
can I ask how young you were?
I was 28, I believe at the time, 28 or 29. I think the film depicts me a little younger than that. But the screenwriter for the film actually thought I was that young. When he first met me, he just based on sight, he thought I actually was that young.
I can see that. And you're very young looking. Yeah.
And so he put me at somewhere around 24, I think. In the film.
But so Amanda needed help.
She did. So she came into our office, and actually unbeknownst to Amanda, I was I was one of two attorneys who worked there, and I was just maybe 2 or 3 months out of getting my bar license. And so it was my first year out of law school, and she was basically my first case.
Wow.
And so she had come in and she said, she had the story where she went and battled in court all by herself already. She already had a court order in hand that she had received by going to the district court in Seattle to try to challenge her tow. But at this point, she needed extra help because she had returned to the tow company with the court order, and they said, "Yeah, we already sold it." And so at that point, she sought our help, and so
The name of the tow company is?
Lincoln Towing. So
Are they still in Seattle?
They are. So Lincoln Towing and its partner tow company, Dick's Towing.
Yeah.
Lincoln Towing is has the exclusive city contract with the city of Seattle. And
That's stunning.
Back then in 2017, 2018, and to this day.
Wow. I don't want to spoil too much here. Is it fair to say that as you were helping Amanda, it helped to tell her story outside of the courtroom, outside of the circle that you were in?
Yeah, absolutely. I think there was a point where we're going back and forth with Lincoln Towing and their attorney, and he slips almost casually into an email and says, "Oh, by the way, for every day that we are holding on to her car, we're actually charging her storage fees, and those are accumulating. And at this point, it's been 6-7 months." And he says, "So now that fee has reached almost $20,000." And so I sat perplexed, dumbfounded even, and I didn't quite know what to do until I reached out to a mentor, and she said, there are other levers that you can pull as an attorney. And I said this might be worthy of a call to the Seattle Times to chat with them about that sort of a bill.
There was a bit of a sea change when the Seattle Times ran an article on Amanda and you, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that changed a lot. Your phone, I'm guessing, rang off the hook.
It did.
Right?
Yeah, so the next day at the nonprofit, I had tens, maybe hundreds of emails, voicemails. We were getting donations, the largest donations we've ever received in one day. It was quite the day following Danny Westneat's article in the Seattle Times. And eventually there was one phone call. There was one caller who kept calling. We get all sorts of guys. We get all kinds of calls, as you might imagine. Sure. And so we get one call that says he's a screenwriter from Hollywood. And okay. I kind of blow him off because I'm not sure he's legit. But he keeps calling, keeps emailing, provides me his resume, provides us people we might know in common. And so I finally check him out, and lo and behold, he's who he is.
He's a screenwriter.
He's actually a screenwriter. So we get together, and he interviews me, he interviews Amanda. He gets to know the both of us over the course of a few interviews, years, and ends up writing this beautiful screenplay. Along with his writing partner, Brant Boyven.
How long ago was that?
That was pretty quickly after this all occurred, so 2018, late 2018.
Okay, so COVID delays things. I'm guessing they have to put a financial package together.
Yeah, so a bunch of things happen in terms of the making and the background of the film, and it ends up taking about almost a decade from start to finish, only because, of course, we had the COVID pandemic in between, a number of writer strikes, Hollywood strikes, that sort of upended it, and then just the nuances and the details and the nitty-gritty of making a film. I think the film got killed for one reason or another 2 or 3 times, and then was brought back to life. I think that's sort of normal for a lot of movies, but but seeing it. Seeing it happen.
But your heart rises and sinks.
Oh, it does.
Right, a couple times, and then after a certain point, you have to just let it.
You just have to let it go, and then at some
course.
point, and you just kind of think, okay, maybe it'll happen, maybe it won't.
And then Rose Byrne gets attached.
Yeah. So then we get this discussion where it's circulating. The script is pretty much finalized and circulating around Hollywood, and we get a lot of bites actually, and it seems to be taking storm. And so then Rose Byrne attaches, and then Ariana DeBose, and then Octavia Spencer, and then Demi Lovato.
Which is really stunning.
It's so stunning.
Yeah.
And a lot of these actresses are doing it. They're not getting paid for this. They could of course fetch so much more for the types of people they are and the type of stars they are. But I think the budget of the film was under $10 million, and they were doing it just because of the story. The story grabbed them, and they wanted to be a part of it.
Do they call you to help promote the film?
Yes and no. It's actually funny how very little I'm told as the distribution is happening.
Yeah.
But not because they don't care. They tell me where it's playing and things, and we actually end up setting up the sort of launch premiere was in Seattle at the SIFF Theater in Lower Queen Anne. And so that was last Friday, and we got to invite all of our friends and family and
Amanda,
her daughter were there, and we got to do a big Q&A along with the producer of the film, Brent Stiefel, who's based in Seattle as well.
Wow.
And it was just one of the most incredible events that could ever happen to a person.
And here you are sitting in the flicks.
That is also.
What is this like for you?
It's kind of the dream come true, because the Flicks growing up was the fun theater to come downtown and see. I think I went on one of my first dates in high school here, and to return to the Flicks and to have it play at the Flicks is really a dream come true.
Full circle.
Full circle.
You're still a lawyer?
I'm still a lawyer.
Okay. In Boise, or because in the film you say you're from Lewiston.
Yeah, so that's a little bit of
the character says he's from Lewiston.
The character says he's from Lewiston. That's a little bit of a stretch for fictional reasons. The writer says, Kevin, you're from Idaho, right? And I said, yeah, but I'm from Boise. He says, well, that's too big. We want to make you small town.
Okay.
Even smaller town.
Okay, that's why, your opponent says what he says.
Yeah, so he says, what's a small town in Idaho? And of course, my mom and my grandparents are both in Lewiston, and I've spent countless times in Lewiston as a kid. And so they said, well, we'll make you from Lewiston.
Boise's too big.
Boise's too big. If you can, these days you can believe it. Back then, I'm not sure so much, but.
Cool. You still fighting the good fight?
I'm trying.
Yeah.
I want to keep doing public service work. I want to keep doing work at either in legal aid, nonprofit, or government sectors.
Can I assume Amanda's doing well?
She is. She's doing at least better than she was. She's got permanent housing. She's reconnected with her daughter. They spent a lot of time. I guess
that's the most important thing.
Yeah, she reconnected with her child, Avery, and they spend a lot of time together. Amanda would also want me to say that she is a cat mom to two very adorable little cats. In her apartment, she's got a little studio apartment in Seattle that's all hers. And we touch base weekly, if not more than that.
Really?
And retain. Yeah, we're very, very good. I'm no longer her attorney.
Okay. You're Kevin.
She calls me her Kevin now.
Her Kevin.
Her Kevin.
Okay.
But we're great friends, and that's wonderful.
Truly. Clearly you knew I loved the movie long before I met you.
Yeah.
So, and I don't gush too often, but it's a great movie because it just pushes a lot of buttons, all for the right reasons.
Well, and I also say too that was something.
Well.
The reason I ended up emailing in the first place was just because I had happened across the Boise Weekly, and a friend of mine who actually another Boise native had sent it to me and said, he said George really likes the movie, and so I opened it, and of course it was also another full circle event to see it featured in the weekly.
Well, I hope to see you down the road.
You as well.
Thank you.
And that was our morning edition host and resident movie critic George Prentice speaking with attorney Kevin Eggers about his role in the movie Toe. We'll put a link back to George's review on our What to Watch series on our website, Boise State Public Radio. And that'll do it for this episode of Idaho Matters. Make sure you check out our podcast feed because you can find more episodes of topics that might be interesting to you. And for more local news and headlines, make sure you subscribe to the Connector podcast. Know someone who might enjoy our podcast? Be sure to share it with them today. Hi, Idaho Matters podcast listeners. If you're on your smartphone right now, or if you have it nearby, I wanted to pop in to tell you about something to check out. Boise State Public Radio is now on Nextdoor. Here's what that means. Trusted local news, thoughtful reporting, and stories from across Idaho right along your neighborhood updates. If you already have the Nextdoor app, you're halfway there. Just search Boise State Public Radio and hit follow.